Nowadays. Here is the one thing. The guy, is it still there? Slobber everywhere. How does the guy, anyway. The government has put America now on suicide watch. Yes, that's right. The government has rolled out a new mental health website titled Getting Through Tough Economic Times. Because apparently we can't handle our own stress anymore. We need the government to rescue us. This site, which makes New York's DMV website look cutting edge, lists a number of warning signs, which most of them I put here on my little whiteboard. First one is, are you sad or crying? I did this for the really stupid people that the media says are the only people that watch this show. You know, it's kind of like when you go to the hospital and they say, point to how you feel. And I'm like, angry, hostile, sad, I hurt. And then they know. Here it is. Point to this one if you're sad or crying. Yes, I cry a lot. Excessive anxiety. Uh-huh. Irritability. Oh, yes, yes. Constant fatigue. Yeah. Everybody's working a little bit more. And then there was something about staying focused or paying attention. I don't know. I couldn't follow it that long. But anyway, this is on the website. So then after that, they suggest where you can turn to for help. First one, spiritual groups. Second one, civic organizations. Or, wait for it, the federal and state government. Who would have seen that coming? You know, it was really neat because I tried to click on the spiritual groups, you know, or the civic links, and no hyperlink. The only one that had working links was the government. But then you could go in and you could find all these great programs to help you if you're sad or anxious. But if you want to look at all of this and look at it with a rational, insane, and common sense mind, you would think to yourself, you know, I mean, are we really not able to do all of this ourselves? You know, I thought we were almost through this horrible, desperate economic period. You know, the president just told us, buy stocks. You know, and really, I'm seeing a lot of progress out there. Are we really not able to contemplate and really figure out what's going on and then handle it? You know what? Maybe it's just me. But you know who would punch us in the face for needing something like this? Our grandparents. I don't know what kind of mamby-pamby grandparents you had, but mine were part of the greatest generation. You know, fought World War II, bent steel and stuff. You know, they defeated Hitler. Can you imagine them coming back, you know, from war? And they're like, oh, I just wish there was a government website that could tell me who I could go to for help. Coddle me, please. I got to tell you something. If I told my grandparents this, I'd be out back in the snow barefoot for a month cutting wood. My grandfather was just like, yeah, and you're going to cut some more, too. You want a website, IATA. We don't need a website. We didn't need one after Oklahoma City. We didn't need one after Columbine. We didn't need one even after 9/11. You know why? Because we had each other. Here's a news flash, America. Your neighbors are sad. Some of them, maybe even you, are crying an awful lot. You're a little anxious. You're worried about things. You know what? Somebody down the street feels exactly like you do. Reach out to them. So why is now the time for the website? You know, I thought we were getting really well. I thought things were going well for us. I can think of 4 possibilities. One of them is the government really is our savior. You've returned in the form of a president. I'm going out on a limb and saying, I don't think this is really it. Second possibility is the government is a heroin pusher, using smiley-faced fascism to grow the nanny state. If you look at the logo on the website, it's really nice. Do we have it? It's a child surrounded by a parent, which is then all surrounded by this nice little eagle. And I saw the eagle and I'm like, this is fantastic. I trust that eagle to come down swooping out of the sky and peck all of our eyes out. 3, maybe, boy, this is so cynical, maybe it's for data gathering purposes, you know. It'll be used in speeches to show how many people are depressed and just don't have any health care. Or 4, and I think this is the most likely one, things with the economy are much, 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 much worse than they've been telling us. Oh, by the way, on a completely unrelated note, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development said today that the economies of their 30-nation group are going to shrink 4.3% this year. A projection that is 10 times worse than the one they made 4 months ago. They say that everything being equal, you know, The simplest answer is usually the right one. So in this case, I think the simple answer is the only kind of patient you put on suicide watch is the one you think is pretty likely going to need, a razor blade soon.